Imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out an ordinary penny, and realizing it's worth up to $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? But one rare 1963 no-mark Abraham Lincoln penny is shaking up the coin market, turning everyday people into millionaires overnight. Could you be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to cash in. Let's rewind. The year is 1963. John F. Kennedy is president, Beatlemania is about to explode, and the US Mint is quietly producing pennies, except, something strange happens. Some 1963 pennies don't have a mint mark. Why? Was it an error? A secret test? Or something far more mysterious? This small mistake has now turned into $1 million payday for collectors, but before you start flipping over every penny in your house, let's get into what makes this coin so incredibly valuable. Because not every 1963 penny is going to make you rich. Only a few have the secret ingredient. So, what makes this 1963 no-mark Lincoln penny worth life-changing money? First, let's talk about rarity. Most 1963 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but some were minted without a mark, making them incredibly hard to find. It's like winning the lottery, but the ticket is in your spare change. Second, condition matters. A regular worn-out penny might be worth a few cents, but if your 1963 no-mark Lincoln penny is in mint state or proof-like condition, collectors and investors will pay top dollar. We're talking thousands, tens of thousands, even $1 million for a pristine example. Now, here's where it gets really crazy. Auction houses have seen skyrocketing bids for these pennies. Recently, one of these rare no-mark coins crossed the six-figure mark at auction, and experts predict prices could go even higher. And here's the million-dollar question: how do you know if you have one? Grab your old pennies and start looking. Here's what to check for: no mint mark under the date, sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard, a flawless surface with minimal scratches, or wear a strong shine or luster. This is key to high-grade value, but let me warn you, time is running out. More people are discovering these coins, and as demand goes up, fewer will be available for sale. If you don't check now, you could miss out on the opportunity of a lifetime. And here's something even wilder: there might be more undiscovered ultra-rare pennies hiding in circulation. If you think this 1963 no-mark Lincoln penny is valuable, wait until you hear about the other hidden treasures that could be sitting in your pocket right now. Want to know which pennies could be worth even more? Watch this next video where I reveal them all. Imagine stumbling upon an old penny in your drawer, tossing it aside like loose change, only to find out later that it could be worth $2 million. That's right, one small mistake at the US Mint in 1968 created one of the rarest pennies in history, and some people don't even know they have it. Could you be sitting on a fortune without realizing it? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to cash in on this once-in-a-lifetime discovery. But hurry, because collectors are paying outrageous prices for this coin right now. In 1968, something unexpected happened at the Philadelphia Mint. While the Denver and San Francisco mints marked their pennies with a small D or S, a tiny batch of Lincoln pennies slipped through without any mint mark. At first, no one thought much of it. I mean, who really checks their pennies, right? But then, coin collectors started noticing something unusual: these no-mark pennies were almost impossible to find. And that's when the madness began. Today, this coin has become one of the most sought-after pennies in history. A single 1968 no-mark Lincoln penny in pristine condition recently sold for nearly $2 million at auction. And yet, thousands of these coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. So, what makes this coin so valuable? 3 things. Rarity: the US Mint never meant to release pennies without a mint mark. Only a handful exist, and fewer are in high-grade condition. A flawless, uncirculated penny can sell for hundreds of thousands, even damaged ones still hold value. Collector demand: the coin market is on fire, and high-net-worth collectors will pay top dollar to own one of these historical mistakes. But here's the thing: time is running out. The rarer these coins become, the more valuable they get. Every year, fewer and fewer are found, and the price keeps going up. And let's be real, wouldn't you rather be the one selling this coin for a life-changing amount of money rather than hearing about someone else cashing in? So, how do you know if you have this goldmine in your pocket change? Here's what to do right now: grab your loose change jar, wallet, or old coin collection. Look at every 1968 Lincoln penny under bright light. If there's an O, D, or S mint mark below the date, you might have struck gold. If you find one, don't clean it, scratch it, or try to polish it. That could destroy its value. Instead, take clear photos and get it appraised by a trusted coin expert. Now, here's where things get really crazy. There's another rare Lincoln penny out there that's selling for even more. And chances are, if you found this one, you might have that one, too. Want to know what it is? Click on the next video to find out, because this could be the moment that changes your life forever. Imagine holding a simple penny in your hand, a coin you've probably ignored countless times. Now, what if I told you that one of these pennies, the 1978 no-mark Abraham Lincoln penny, is worth up to $3 million? Yes, you heard that right, $3 million. But here's the catch: most people don't even know they have it. Could you be one of the lucky few? Stay with me until the end, because missing even one detail could mean losing out on a life-changing fortune. Now, let's set the stage. It's 1978. Disco is booming, Star Wars is changing cinema forever, and the US Mint is quietly producing a batch of Lincoln pennies. But something unusual happens: some of these coins are struck without the usual mint mark. No mint mark. Big deal, right? Wrong. This tiny detail has made this particular coin a treasure among collectors, with some paying astronomical prices just to own one. And here's where things get even more exciting: only a handful of these coins are confirmed to exist. That means if you've got one hiding in your change jar, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So before you rush to dump out your couch cushions and crack open every piggy bank you've ever owned, stick with me. Because not every 1978 penny without a mint mark is worth millions. You need to know exactly what to look for, or else you might just end up trying to sell an ordinary penny to a coin dealer and getting nothing but a funny look in return. Now, here's where you need to pay close attention. The key to identifying this rare and valuable penny lies in a few crucial details. First, the coin must be from the Philadelphia Mint, which means it won't have a mint mark beneath the date. But that's not enough. Condition is everything in the coin world. Coins that are in near-perfect condition, known as mint state, fetch the highest prices. Second, the finer details: does your penny have sharp, clear features? A deep, reddish copper tone? Minimal wear? If so, you might just be holding onto a goldmine. But here's the problem: many people have found rare pennies and accidentally spent them, not realizing their true worth until it was too late. Imagine giving away a $3 million coin for a pack of gum. It's happened before, and it could happen to you. So if you're not checking your coins, you might be literally throwing money away. And the worst part? The number of these rare pennies still in circulation is shrinking every single day. So here's the million-dollar question, literally: when was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? Think about it. Because after today, you'll never see them the same way again. Now, let's talk about the fun part: cashing in. If you think you have one of these rare 1978 no-mark Lincoln pennies, don't just run to your local coin shop. These coins need professional authentication. Organizations like PCGS and NGC can verify the authenticity and grade of your penny, which can dramatically affect its value. Once authenticated, the next step is auctioning it off to serious collectors. The best way? High-end auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. These are the places where serious collectors are willing to pay top dollar for a coin like yours. So now that you know the secret behind the 1978 no-mark Lincoln penny, what are you going to do? Will you go through your collection and hunt for that life-changing coin? Or will you let this opportunity slip away, never knowing if you held a fortune in the palm of your hand? Let me know in the comments if you think you've got a rare coin in your collection. And don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be revealing even more hidden treasures that could be sitting right in your pocket. Time is ticking. Your fortune could be waiting. Don't let it pass you by. Imagine finding a single penny that could change your life forever. A simple coin, lost in a drawer or hiding in a jar, worth up to $4 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it's real. And you might have one sitting in your home right now, but here's the catch: most people don't even know what to look for. And by the time they find out, it's too late. Could you be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it? Stick around because, in the next few minutes, you'll learn exactly how to spot this rare 1982 no-mark Lincoln penny and how you can cash in for millions. Now, let's talk about what makes this penny so incredibly valuable. In 1982, the U.S. Mint made a major transition, switching from copper pennies to zinc-coated ones to cut costs. During this transition, a small batch of pennies was struck without a mint mark, making them ultra-rare. These pennies weren't supposed to exist. But somehow, a few slipped through the cracks. And when that happens in the coin world, collectors go wild. The rarer the mistake, the bigger the payday, and here's where things get even more interesting. One of these pennies recently sold for $4 million at an auction. Now, before you go digging through your couch cushions, let's make sure you know exactly what to look for. Alright, so what's the secret? How do you know if you have the $1 million penny? Here's your step-by-step treasure map. Check the date. The penny must be from 1982. Any other year? Toss it back in the pile, look for a mint mark, flip the coin over and focus on the area just below the date. If you see a tiny D or S, sorry, no jackpot for you. But if there's no mint mark, you might be onto something big. The weight test. This is where things get serious. You'll need a digital scale that measures to the 1/10 of a gram. A real 1982 no-mark penny should weigh 3.1 grams. If it weighs 2.5 grams, it's the wrong composition. Still with me? Because if your coin checks all these boxes, you could be looking at life-changing money. But don't cash out just yet. There's one more thing you need to know. Here's where people make the biggest mistake. They find a rare coin and sell it for pennies on the dollar. Don't do that. Instead, follow these steps to maximize your payday. Get it authenticated. Before selling, send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will verify its authenticity and assign a grade, which can skyrocket its value. Find the right buyer. Not all buyers will pay top dollar. Auctions, high-end coin dealers, and wealthy collectors are your best bet. Don't rush. The rarer the coin, the more valuable it becomes over time. If you can, wait for the right moment to sell when demand is high. Now, here's the $1 million question. Could you be one of the lucky few sitting on a hidden treasure? The only way to find out is to start checking your coins right now, and if you want to learn about even more rare coins worth thousands or even millions, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because trust me, this is just the beginning. Who knows? The next rare penny we talk about might be in your pocket right now. Imagine this: you're going through some old pocket change, and there it is, a regular-looking penny. But what if I told you that penny could be worth up to $5 million? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1988 Lincoln penny could turn an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. And most people are completely unaware they might have one sitting in a jar at home. Stay with me because in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what makes this penny so valuable, how you can identify one, and most importantly, how to cash in big. But be warned, if you don't check your coins properly, you could accidentally spend a fortune without even knowing it. Not all 1988 pennies are valuable, but a few rare ones have a small, nearly invisible difference that skyrockets their worth. In fact, collectors and experts are hunting for these pennies right now. The reason? A minting mistake that makes them one of the most sought-after rare coins in US history. But here's the kicker: this error is so tiny that 99% of people overlook it. And that means millions of these pennies are still out there, hiding in plain sight. Let's pause for a second. When was the last time you checked your spare change? Exactly. You could be walking around with a life-changing penny in your pocket right now. Think about that. So what makes the 1988 Lincoln penny worth up to $5 million? It's all about the design. In 1988, the US Mint accidentally used a reverse die meant for 1989 pennies. This mistake, known as the 1988 detransitional reverse error, is almost invisible to the untrained eye. But under a magnifying glass, the difference is clear. The font and spacing on the word America are distinct, and here's where it gets exciting. The record sale for one of these rare pennies was a jaw-dropping $5 million. Before we go any further, let me ask you, have you checked your coins yet? If not, grab a magnifying glass, because what I'm about to tell you next will be the difference between finding a fortune or letting it slip through your fingers. Now, let's talk about selling this rare penny if you're lucky enough to find one. The demand for error coins is at an all-time high, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar. Here's what you need to do: examine your 1988 D penny, look closely at the reverse design. If you suspect you have the error, take it to a coin expert or get it professionally graded, get it authenticated. Without professional verification, no collector will take your coin seriously. Sell to the right buyer. Auctions, rare coin dealers, and online platforms like Heritage Auctions can fetch you the best price. And now, the big question: what would you do with $5 million? Pay off your house? Travel the world? Leave a legacy for your family? Imagine waking up tomorrow, knowing a single penny changed your entire life. It's not just a fantasy. It has happened before, and it can happen again. But only for those who take action. So here's your challenge: go check your coins now. Don't let this be another story you hear about but never act on. And if you find something interesting, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear about your discoveries. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more money-making coin finds. Because believe me, there are more hidden treasures waiting to be uncovered. Imagine waking up one day, sifting through an old jar of pennies, and suddenly realizing you're holding a coin worth a life-changing $6 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that one rare, error-filled 2001 no-mark Abraham Lincoln penny has stunned collectors with its shocking value? And there could be more still out there, waiting to be found. But here's the catch: you might have spent one without even knowing. Stick with me, because in the next 10 minutes, you'll learn exactly what makes this penny so rare, how to check if you have one, and most importantly, how to sell it for maximum profit. Now, before we dive into the details, let me ask you this: have you ever unknowingly given away a fortune? Maybe that penny you tossed into a vending machine was worth millions. It's a terrifying thought, isn't it? The world of rare coins is full of surprises, but the 2001 no-mark Lincoln penny stands out as one of the most shocking discoveries in modern numismatics. This isn't just any ordinary penny. Due to a rare minting error, a small batch was struck without the usual mint mark, making them incredibly scarce. Some experts believe fewer than a dozen of these coins exist. Now, let's reset your focus with a quick question: what would you do if you found $1 million coin in your pocket? Buy a house? Travel the world? Or maybe just frame it on your wall and stare at it forever? The demand for rare error coins is skyrocketing, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these elusive pieces. Just last year, one of these pennies fetched a jaw-dropping $6 million at auction. That's right, $6 million. Alright, let's get to the crucial part: how do you know if you have one? Here's what you need to look for: the coin must be from the year 2001. It must be a Lincoln penny, but missing the usual mint mark. The surface should have a distinct strike error, possibly with doubling or other unique features. Still following? Good. Because here's where it gets even more exciting. Some of these rare pennies have been found in everyday circulation. That means the next time you get change at the grocery store, you could be handed a small fortune without realizing it. Now, let's talk money. Finding a rare coin is only half the battle. The real challenge is selling it for its highest possible value. Here's what you need to do: get your penny professionally graded by a reputable agency like PCGS or NGC. Reach out to high-profile collectors and auction houses. Avoid quick sales or online marketplaces that could undervalue your treasure. Remember, patience is key. The right buyer can turn your ordinary-looking coin into a multi-million-dollar payday. And just think, While you're watching this, someone out there is unknowingly holding onto one of these ultra-rare pennies in their pocket. So here's the million-dollar question: could it be you? Go check your change, dig through old piggy banks, and start your hunt today, because time is running out, and collectors are desperate to get their hands on these rare coins. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more jaw-dropping coin discoveries. Your next penny could be worth millions. Don't miss your chance to change your life forever. Imagine stumbling upon a single penny, and realizing it's worth a life-changing $7 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that one tiny mistake on a 2015 no-mark Abraham Lincoln penny could make you a millionaire overnight? Don't believe me? Keep watching, because today, we're uncovering the shocking truth behind this rare coin and why collectors are going crazy trying to get their hands on one. And hey, before you go checking every penny in your pocket, stick around till the end, because there's a catch that could mean the difference between cashing in big or walking away with just 1 cent. So, what makes this penny so valuable? The 2015 Lincoln penny was produced in massive numbers, but a rare era version, one without the traditional mint mark, has sent collectors into a frenzy. That's right, no D for Denver, no P for Philadelphia, and no S for San Francisco. Just a plain, mysterious 2015 penny with no visible mint mark at all. Sounds like a tiny detail, right? Well, that tiny detail could be worth a fortune. But why? Why would anyone pay millions for a small imperfection? Let's break it down. The US Mint follows strict quality control, but mistakes slip through the cracks. And when a coin like this makes it into circulation, it becomes the holy grail for collectors. Rarity drives up demand, and demand drives up price. Think of it like this: imagine owning a misprinted Michael Jordan rookie card, but in the world of coins. And no, rubbing the penny with ketchup won't make the mint mark magically appear. Trust me, people have tried. So, how much is this coin really worth? Well, just last year, one of these rare 2015 no-mark Lincoln pennies sold for a jaw-dropping $7 million at auction. That's right, one lucky collector cashed in big time. And if you're thinking, wait, do I have one of these? You're not alone. Now, before you go frantically checking every penny in your house, there's one last thing you need to know. Not every 2015 penny without a mint mark is valuable, only specific ones have been authenticated as true rarities. So, how can you tell if you're holding onto a $7 million fortune, or just pocket change? Here's what you need to look for: sharp details, no mint mark, pristine condition, and verified by a professional grading service. If you find one that checks all the boxes, you could be sitting on a jackpot. But here's the catch: these coins are getting snatched up fast. Collectors are paying top dollar, but the window of opportunity is closing. If you want to cash in, you have to act now. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your change jar, check your pockets, and start hunting. And if you do find one of these rare pennies, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your story. Don't forget to subscribe because we're uncovering more hidden treasures that could make you rich. Imagine waking up one day, checking your pocket change, and realizing you're holding an $8 million penny. Sounds impossible? Think again. The 2016 no-mark Abraham Lincoln penny has stunned the coin collecting world, and today, I'm going to reveal why this tiny coin is worth a fortune. But here's the real question: could you be one of the lucky few holding this rare gem? Stay with me until the end, because I'll show you exactly how to identify it and what to do if you find one. You won't believe how easy it is to overlook this rare coin. First, let's talk about why this penny is turning heads in the numismatic world. In 2016, the US Mint released billions of pennies, but a microscopic mistake created one of the rarest Lincoln pennies in existence. Unlike regular 2016 pennies that bear a mint mark, a handful were minted without any mark at all. Sounds minor, right? Well, in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest anomaly can mean a massive payday. But here's the crazy part: experts estimate there are only a few of these pennies out there, making them as rare as a winning lottery ticket. And the best part? Most people don't even know what they're looking for, and let's be honest, how often do you actually stare at your pennies? I mean, most of us just toss them into a drawer or leave them as tips at the coffee shop. But after this video, you might think twice before spending that spare change. Okay, now that you know why this penny is so rare, let's get to the juicy part. Its insane value. One of these 2016 no-mark Lincoln pennies recently sold at auction for a staggering $8 million. Yes, you heard that right, more than most mansions, Ferraris, and luxury yachts. But why? Coin collectors and wealthy investors are willing to pay jaw-dropping prices for rare coins, especially when there's a scarcity factor involved. When a coin is both an error and extremely hard to find, it creates a bidding war among collectors, driving up the price to astronomical levels. Now, here's where things get even more exciting. Experts believe there are still undiscovered 2016 no-mark pennies floating around in circulation. That means your next coin roll, pocket change, or even that old piggy bank could be hiding a fortune. But how do you spot one? What specific details should you look for? I'll tell you in just a moment, but first, let me give you a quick reality check. Most people who have found rare coins had no idea they were valuable at first. That's because the key to spotting this 2016 no-mark Lincoln penny is in the tiniest details. Here's how to check. First, look for a 2016 penny with Abraham Lincoln's profile. Next, check below the date. If there's no letter, you might be onto something huge. Now, flip the coin over and inspect its condition. The better the quality, the higher the value. So, what should you do if you think you found one? First, don't spend it. Second, get it professionally appraised immediately. Reaching out to a certified coin expert could be the best financial decision you ever make, and here's the kicker, these pennies are only getting rarer by the day. As more collectors snatch them up, their value is expected to rise even higher. So the longer you wait, the more you could be missing out. Before you go, imagine this, you wake up tomorrow, check your spare change, and realize you've been sitting on a life-changing treasure all along. Wouldn't that be the ultimate twist of fate? Hit that like button if you're checking your pennies right now, and subscribe for more shocking coin discoveries. Your fortune could be closer than you think. See you in the next video.